get to see them on the season. Fort Dodge Dodgers come into the Class 5A bracket as the number 1 seed, Waukee the 8 seed. So it'll be a good test.
Sure. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could go to Facebook watch this podcast, but you can't really because I'm in Facebook jail. they really keep an eye on me anyway. Did you say something that wasn't the way we think? We're 19-year-old computer dweebs living in Silicon. We're living in Silicon Valley, so my God, you may not speak in any other way other than the way you think. I never do that. I never probably. I'm too old.
Oh yeah.
Too old. So yeah, congratulations to the girls softball team here in town. They've had quite a while. 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
They've gone to state.
Yeah, and Coach Adams, this is their 20th year as a head coach for the Fort Dodge Dodgers.
Good for her.
Yeah, and what better way to have it with, of course, her daughter, Jalen Adams. She had a great night against Ames. She had 13 strikeouts. That put her over 200 strikeouts on the season. She's already broken so many Dodger records, has the strikeout record, has the wins record as they're climbing. But their other 2 seniors are also fantastic between Tori Bennett and Haley Wills. So, and you know what? Here's the other thing, Mike. Not a lot of schools have 6 freshmen that they're starting in the starting lineup.
Isn't that wild?
Dodgers do. Yeah.
That's completely wild. Usually, if it's 6 freshmen, they're playing that Prairie Power or something, just
Yeah.
filling out the team. And I really shouldn't say that because that big stood football player, didn't he go to Prairie?
Yeah, great.
Or did he go to Southeast?
Southeast Valley.
Southeast Valley. I don't know. Hate to do that. He'll be up here.
Yeah, no kidding. 6'5",
275. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to tick off Audie Crooks either.
Yeah. Yeah.
From what I understand, Audie Crooks is a very sweet girl.
Mhm.
Lives up in Algona where I grew up, goes to Bishop Garrigan School. And she's just a fantastic athlete. From what I understand from people up there, she's just a wonderful girl.
Yeah, I've tried reaching out to her to try to get her on my coach's squad.
I have too. I've tried
I
to get her
know.
over here, and she's very, she smiles and she's friendly. I've never actually spoken with her, but she has accepted every message I've sent her with grace.
Oh, really?
But she just, she's not going to really respond positively. She's
That's cool.
She probably all the big TV stations and radio stations, Iowa and even the Midwest. Probably.
Of course, but that's some, isn't it, that she's on that national basketball team?
That is.
Yeah.
From Algona, a Catholic school.
Yeah.
A little Catholic school in a little town in Iowa.
It's awesome.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, and the Crooks family here in town's a big family. I met her dad. He's since deceased. I've mentioned on there before. Everybody knew Jimmy Crooks, really. And he was a big, friendly guy and big, broad-shouldered guy.
Mm.
So he passed those gifts down to his daughter, obviously, and she's making the most of them. I say, go all the way, man. Do everything you can,
Yeah. It's amazing what they got going on.
That is, we have this great softball team and great coach. 5 years going to state in a row, winning 1 championship.
Wow.
We've got that going on. And this Crooks girl with the Fort Dodge connection up in Algona, Bishop Garrigan. Yeah, there's a lot of good things happening in local and area sports. What's that? You're from Webster City originally. What's happening with Webster City here lately?
Yeah, Webster City, they've got beat out for their softball side. I've been really zoning in on softball, to be quite honest. So I haven't even been touching baseball, just softball in general.
Oh, softball.
Yeah, I've been zoning in on softball completely in general. So I haven't been paying too much attention to baseball, but I know they got a great program over there. Coach Kehoe is a newer coach, and he does a great camp over there. I know he's a guy that's always in the weight room with his guys and always just holding a summer session. I know Hayden Derrick, who was a really, really good pitcher for the Gales this past season. He went over and did his he did a summer camp pitching wise with Coach Kehoe. And obviously a lot paid off because he had a pretty good season for the St. Edmund Gales.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific. That's outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm switching to Twitter. Tired of these Facebook guys. They're boring.
They're boring.
They're boring. I mean, they all have pink hair and earrings and their nose and ears and lips and every other damn thing in the world. So I'm not relating.
I don't see you like that, Mike.
No. My hair was longer once. What was left of it.
Yeah.
But now, you can see what's left of it now. Anyway, in local sports news, are you still an Iowa Central student? Did you graduate? Did you grow out of Iowa Central?
I did grow out of it, but I'm still going to be around helping out the streams, I believe. So
All right.
that'll be exciting because we got so many great athletics at the college level too, with the rugby program, a really nice football program, wrestling, of course. I mean, you can almost argue that should be D1. I mean, they're
Outstanding.
Really
Luke has done a terrific job out
Yeah.
there. Moffitt, just a great job.
Yeah, I mean, going up against Iowa State, Iowa, and a lot of other D1 schools, and they really, push it to them. I mean, they have been multiple time national champs, and yeah, and now they're adding girls wrestling to Iowa Central.
That's great news.
That is awesome.
I had a little granddaughter that did it. Her dad is my son is a wrestling lunatic. She tried it for a couple of years. I thought she was pretty good at it, but she just didn't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
She's putting all her efforts into softball, and that seems. I disagree with this, but it seems when you have young kids like that, they want you to pick a sport.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. They're children. They should be able to experience all the sports or take a shot at all the sports to see what they like and make friends in these different groups rather than just focusing on one sport. But that's the way it is. My little granddaughter is a pretty good little softball player, so I'm proud of her. I know her dad's disappointed because she didn't get arrested. Calm down. It's not all about you, son.
Yeah.
Maybe it was all about me when he was young. Maybe that's what he remembers.
Switched up.
Yeah, it did. Anyway. Yeah. Hank Ambrose is our guest. He's a sports director here at Alpha Media, and this is AM 1400 KVFD, the West Fort Dodge. As always, if you have a question or comment for any guest on this show, you may call 515-955-1400. As long as you mention Iowa Central Wrestling, are you familiar with the lineup that's coming out of Iowa Central this year or not?
Okay, so not the wrestlers, but I know they're past pretty well. Jordan Pryor is probably one of the biggest names that has came through in a while. He was just the national heavyweight champion. He's a big guy. So he's wrestling 285, but weighs actually closer to 220 pounds. Really, he's one of the quickest big guys I've ever seen in wrestling. Like, seriously. And, I grew up over in Webster City.
Mm-hmm.
Always been to the Fort Dodge meets. Lots of great talent. Always have gone down to state wrestling for fun, but Jordan Pryor was really special to watch for the Tritons. He's a guy that came from Maryland, and he actually was originally going to wrestle for Maryland, but they had their head coach change by the time he was a freshman. So he looked on over to Iowa and joined Coach Moffitt at Iowa Central.
That's a big switch, really. I'm glad of it, and I look forward to having Mr. Pryor and anybody from the Iowa Central wrestling team on the show here.
Oh yeah,
but that's really terrific that he can make that sort of adjustment. I've been to Maryland; it's different than Iowa.
yeah, very much so.
Nebraska, Indiana, Illinois, they may want to say they're different from Iowa.
Yeah,
Nebraska is inferior, actually.
It's true.
There's still guys running around this town with this big red N on their shirt, or they got a Nebraska sign in their front yard. God, did you lose a bet? I mean, are you being punished? What's the deal?
Yeah, Nebraska, they haven't been too hot as of recently.
Oh, yeah. Let's stick with who is that? Scott, whatever his name is. Frost, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a man. What a man he is.
What a man. He did a good job over at UCF, but yeah.
Yeah, Central Florida, he did do a great job.
Yeah, but I guess, I don't know, this new Big Ten play. Have you guys talked about the switch up? They're trying to bring the California schools to the Big Ten?
No, Nevin and Randy and I will be talking about that on Friday, but we can talk about it here. I just can't believe, is that a done deal? I just can't believe that UCLA is going to join the Big Ten.
I don't know. It's something, a lot of travel time. Maybe the idea.
Huge travel time. And if they're going to join the Big Ten, they got to go to the East Coast, clear across the country.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the West Coast is sparsely populated. They could go up and down the coast and hardly leave California and still be playing some pretty big schools.
Really different brand of football, too. I mean, the Big Ten, they really, in my opinion, just the Pac-12 over out there on the West Coast, it hasn't been so successful, especially the last decade or so. But
and I don't get that. When I was a young man, it was USC, UCLA. Man, they were top teams.
Yeah, but no, it's that farmer strength, Mike, that we get from Iowa and all that good stuff. But
well, we still live under the ethos of Woody Hayes, the great Ohio State. And I don't care for the Buckeyes that much. But when it came to passing, Woody Hayes would always say, when you pass, there are three things that can happen. It can be incomplete, it can be intercepted, or it can be completed. Two of those three things are bad. So Woody, and Kirk Ferentz is like this, ground and pound, get some big backs and short sideline passes. That's Kirk's thing, but that's the Big Ten thing. I mean, Kirk's originally from Connecticut. I don't know how it came to him to do that. But that's the Big Ten way, little sideline passes and pound them out, get those big offensive linemen, as you mentioned, the big farm kids from Iowa or the Midwest, and have them play smash face with the defense.
Yeah. I mean, you could name 100 Big Ten offensive linemen that is in the NFL right now compared to 10 from the Pac-12.
The Pac-10, for all its population, and this is what surprises me, given that huge population base up and down the West Coast, you think they would have some access to the best talent, arguably in the country. I mean, Florida and Alabama are always going to argue with me, but I don't care. Yeah. People go to Alabama because it can catapult them into the pros.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what happened on the West Coast.
Well,
the West Coast did start passing a lot more.
Yeah. What I do notice that it seems like a lot of high level recruits will commit to a lot of those California, Arizona teams, and then they decommit and recommit 10 times, right? So they kind of tease them, I guess. So I don't know if it's something to do those mind games or something, but I don't know. And then there's this NIL deal that's happening now, and maybe something else will happen, and the West will be the best again. Who knows?
It runs in cycles. I mean, I can't believe, people think I don't like Kirk Ferentz. As a man, as a person, he's a great guy. He really is. I mean, whenever he sees me, he talks to me, and he takes time. And he thinks about the questions. And, who am I? I'm just some radio guy in a little town up in north central Iowa,
Yeah.
And he's got people from all over the conference and our state sticking microphones in his face trying to get his attention. So I've always been impressed with the type of man he is. Do I think he's one of the top 13 coaches in the country? Hell no. Some other coaches, I believe, took a poll and they believed that Ferentz was in the top 20 coaches in the whole country. And I just don't think his record against the type of opponents that Iowa usually plays, I just don't think that's just.
Yeah.
What do you think there, Hank?
Oh, man.
Because Kirk has been down in Iowa City longer than you've been alive.
That's right. Well, I've been a Cyclone fan, so I don't like the getting out. But, I mean.
Are you a Cyclone fan? There's nothing wrong with that.
I am a Cyclone fan. And you know what? I don't think I'm allowed to say anything. We've lost to them in the Cyhawk series for football for the past, 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our GOAT, Brock Purdy, never beat the Hawkeyes once.
That's too bad.
Isn't that something?
And Campbell, I'm a big fan of Campbell. I'm going to recommend a book to you that Campbell one year gave to all of his coaches and recommended it to his team. It's called Pound the Stone. Pound the Stone. And the author's first name is Josh something. I have the book at home. But the book is about giving it your best, ground and pound every single day. It's almost like I recognize some of those things from the U.S. military.
Yeah.
Just keep moving. I don't care what happens. You keep moving. You keep fighting. And it was quite an inspiration to me just to read this. And I think Campbell probably could have gone somewhere else by now.
Oh, yeah.
But he's committed to Iowa State. And as far as I'm concerned, that's top of the line. We don't get people who stay in Ames, Iowa.
No. I mean, it's what he always says is 5-star culture rather than 5-star recruits or 5-star players or however he phrases it.
However he says it.
And you can't be saying that stuff and not stick around for some time. So he's a great coach. He's a great leader too. I know I got a buddy that is the equipment manager down there for the Iowa State football team and thinks the world of him and only says good things about him.
Well, I've met him, but just as we do in radio, I've talked to Dan Gable for 45 years, but we don't know each other.
Yeah.
I'm one of the guys in line with a microphone.
Yeah.
But Campbell is always, again, he's been very gracious and very, very kind guy. But there's an intensity about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's still an intensity about Dan Gable, and Dan must be 73 or 4 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tom Brands, the University of Iowa coach, he scares me.
Yeah, me too. I think
He
it's
looks
for a lot
at
of
you.
people.
He's half my size, but he just looks at you like,
I know. I think he does that for a lot of people.
well, I think that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
Hank Ambrose is the sports director. Thank you, Hank.
Hey, thank you.
This is AM 1400 KVFD.
Experiencing farm FOMO? It's the fear of missing out on opportunities to make every soybean acre you farm more profitable.
So did you still stream it to YouTube, or what did you stream it to? Yeah, well, that's too bad you're in Facebook jail. Yeah, it's not
actually thinking about getting rid of it altogether.
It's not so rough.
No, I think I'll survive.
Twitter, anything goes right now. What I understand, since Musk has bought it.
Well, Musk now hasn't bought it, so I don't.
Oh, has he got rid of it?
Well, he backed out of the deal, and now Twitter is suing him to complete the deal. Here, here's a video of this dude getting stabbed.
Celebrate your
Wanna get your shit broken in?
recipes and cooking tips.
I love the girl in the background.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm Brooke Bickford. A fire on Tuesday night caused massive damage to a home on the south
You know,
side
what
of
you
Fort
heard
Dodge
you the
is
first
now
time.
being investigated
Oh my
by the Fort
God.
Dodge Police Department. Fort Dodge
There was no
Police
hesitation
Chief
either.
Sergeant
No.
James White.
He just pulled it out and stabbed it. Again, as far as I'm concerned, the big bug guy coming. If you ever kid like that.
Yeah. You're like,
So I put this on Facebook, and one of the victim's relatives immediately jumped on my Facebook page and said, "We don't like this. You know, how would you like it? You know, it's always the victim thing. How would you like it if this was a relative of yours?" As a matter of fact, I did take it down, but by that time I was in jail again.
Sure.
I wish I not anything to do with Facebook, but I wish I would have posted it now. It's kind of a tough way to go.
yeah, sure. Sure. All right. All right. Sounds good. Thanks for having me on. Man.
See you next week, if not before.
Will do.
All right, thanks, Hank.
Yeah.
A major danger when dealing with these fires is between the time the fire begins and when Mid-American Energy is able to arrive on the scene to shut down the power. There were no injuries in this fire. This Saturday, Democratic candidate for Iowa Governor Deidre DeJear will be in Fort Dodge for a special event that will feature barbecue and conversation. The event is hosted by the Webster County Democrats and will be held from noon until 2. DeJear faces Republican incumbent Kim Reynolds in the November gubernatorial election. Along with DeJear will be a visit by Ryan Melton, who is the Democratic candidate from Omaha for the U.S. Senate seat that's currently held by Republican Randy Feenstra, as well as Democratic incumbent for Webster County Board of Supervisors Nikki Conrad, who faces Republican challenger Reggie Simmons in the fall. That event will be held at Olson Park. Students from the Fort Dodge Senior High School in St. Edmund will be headed out for the experience of a lifetime as they fly to Kosovo. The experience is a part of the Culture Club, and that trip to Fort Dodge's sister city, Jacoba, is one that has been stalled out since 2020, when travel and pretty much everything else was shut down during a global pandemic. Students will leave on Saturday morning from Des Moines and make the trek to Europe, where they will be working on volunteering projects with students from other countries in an effort to build relationships with people from different backgrounds.
Thank you, Brooke. This is AM 1400 KVFD, the voice of Fort Dodge. Lance Lillibridge of the Iowa Corn Growers will be with us in the next hour. Let's check the weather here. Again, the weather's just been great. These last few days, I've really enjoyed these nice, beautiful summer nights. It's 81 degrees right now. Sunny today with a high of 85. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low of 64. On Thursday, it'll be sunny with a high of 87. Friday, chance of rain and a thunderstorm, mostly sunny with a high of 90. On Saturday, a chance of a shower and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high of 88. Sunday, sunny with a high of 90. Monday, sunny with a high of 91. And Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 93. Right now in town, once again, it's 81 degrees. This program brought to you by Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters, a great company. Check them out. Call Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters at 515-576-6481. That's Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters. They offer water treatment, bottled water, coffee, all kinds of things. Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters, I recommend them personally. I've taken advantage of your services over the last few years, and I've never been disappointed. So again, Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters is our sponsor, and they're at 515-576-6481. With a look at the closing market report, here's Dwayne Merlin.
Markets closed today. July corn up 7 1/4 at 7.40. September up 6 cents, right at $6 even. December up 8 3/4 at 5.95 1/4. March up 9 1/4 cents at 6.02 1/4. July soybeans down 4 1/2 at 15.88 1/4. August up 16 1/2 at 14.84 3/4. September up 7 3/4 at 13.70 1/4. November up 6 1/2 cents at 13.49 1/2. Soybeans up 12.80 a ton at 491.50. August live cattle up 20 cents at 136.87. October unchanged at 141.27. August feeder cattle up 122 at 180.80. September up 135 at 180.
This is AM 1400 KBFD, the voice for Dodge 234. Obituaries this hour brought to you by Gunderson Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 1615 North 15th Street, Fort Dodge. You may contact Gunderson Funeral Home and Cremation Service by calling 515-576-7128 or online at www.gundersonfuneralhome.com. Beverly Ann Duarte has passed away. Beverly Ann Duarte of Fort Dodge, formerly from South Dakota, passed away last Saturday the 9th at the Paula J. Baber Hospice Home here in town. There will be a private graveside service, and that will be held at Union Cemetery in Livermore at a later date. That's for Beverly Ann Duarte, and Gunderson Funeral Home is serving the family. Obituaries this hour brought to you by Gunderson Funeral Home and Cremation Service at 1615 North 15th Street, Fort Dodge. You may contact Gunderson Funeral Home and Cremation Services by calling 576-7128 or online at www.gundersonfuneralhome.com. This is AM 1400 KBFD.
Of the lifetime with the ones you love.
Asks, when did you get a TV and what was your favorite show? I think around 1950 they had a Fort Dodge TV station that had a local barn dance show every Saturday night. It was so much fun. They'd play instruments, we would sing and dance.
Sharing stories and memories with those who matter most isn't just important today, it will be especially significant when it's time to honor the lifetime. Contact Gunderson Funeral Home to learn more about having the talk of a lifetime.
This is Dr. Rebecca Foster, clairvoyant medium. Join me July 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Opera House in Fort Dodge and have the chance to hear messages from God, spirit guides, and loved ones passed over, including pets. Receive the comfort, guidance, and confirmation that you may be needing and seeking. It is 2 hours full of information, laughter, and tears that you won't forget. And I look forward to serving and seeing you there. Tickets are available at godstool.com. Don't wait to get them at the door because seating is limited. Go online, godstool.com. See you there.
Join Dr. Rebecca Foster, clairvoyant medium, July 16th from 6 till 8 at the Opera House in Fort Dodge. Tickets are available now at godstool.com. GODSTOOL.com. Here's your chance to receive messages from your loved ones who have passed over. July 16th at the Opera House at the Fort Museum. Get tickets for Dr. Rebecca Foster, clairvoyant medium, now at godstool.com. Don't wait, seating is limited. Get your tickets now.
On Twitter at JMike1400. Truth with us on Slow Bridge today was president of the Iowa Corn Growers. How are you, Lance?
I'm great. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing real good. And you have Kelly from, and I'm sorry, Kelly, I don't remember your last name.
That's Kelly Newell, and I'm current president of the Iowa Corn Promotion Board.
I'm really glad you guys came on the air. I think ethanol biofuels, especially corn-based fuels, are critical to our economy. Without biofuels, we're in big trouble in Iowa in the Biden administration. And I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden. Everybody who listens to this program knows that. But I'm trying to be as nonpartisan as I can. But objectively, if a green energy strategy is pursued vigorously over the next few years, I'm a little concerned for the economic health of my state and certainly those who are involved in corn growing and corn promotion.
You guys are just coincidentally in Washington, D.C. this week, so maybe you could tell us a little bit about what's happening there.
Yeah, sure, Mike. This is Lance, and we're at the current Corn Congress with National Corn Growers Association. And the association's job today is going to be to visit our constituents on the Capitol Hill and our senators, our congressmen and women, and we are and farmers can absolutely produce food and fuel all at the same time that will meet the needs of this country. And we can do it sustainably, and we can do it regeneratively. We can do it every single year without fail.
Well, I tell you, Lance and Kelly, you're both preaching to the choir in this area of the country, but other areas don't feel that way. And this is maybe an unusual question, but what is the counter argument? What is the green energy people's response to biofuels?
This is Kelly. We're actually seeing a lot of support. With the price difference right now that we're seeing at the pump, which is huge. Then the talk about energy independence. If we converted 1/3 of the E10 pumps to E15 in the United States, we'd eliminate all need for Russian imports. And, the greenhouse gas reduction through biofuels is huge. It's 46% and growing because the ethanol industry is on a race to net zero. So we're getting a pretty good positive reaction. But, everything, we got competition out there, as everybody knows, and it's not an easy road to hold. But we keep sending our message, and we talk to a lot of non-traditional states as far as corn production is concerned while we're out here at DC. We don't go and preach to the choir a lot. We go to the coast on both the east and west coast and the southern states and talk to their legislators in promoting biofuels.
Well, we're in the Corn Belt, but of course other states do grow corn. I've seen it in Georgia, Alabama, even Texas. But the real Corn Belt, of course, is Nebraska, probably all the way to Ohio. And those states, though they may have other industries, other economic support systems there, biofuels are still key to their survival, and they are with us certainly here now, perhaps more so. We don't have any big lakes or any of those things around. But what would the future be? Or let me ask it another way. If the green energy people were successful with